the 28th of April. This is a collective reading for the solar eclipse in Scorpio. Very intense energy. We'll definitely be transforming anything that we have been avoiding, that we are aware that has needed to have change. Anything that's been avoided, either it could be healthier lifestyle, avoiding health issues, anything that's really been just put on the back burner. This Scorpio eclipse is really going to not allow that to stay hidden in the darks. All right, so you can look at it as a positive, kind of being forced to do things that we didn't really want to do, but that are necessary, or you know, I wouldn't want to look at on the negative, so look on the positive only. So yeah, it is going to be an intense change. Some are accepting of this, others are a little more in denial, that don't like change, but that is what Scorpio is all about, is change, transformation, death, meaning that a cycle needs to close and to begin something better that works best for you. All right, so pillow. Numerology. See what to expect. All right, what to expect. Expect Scorpio eclipse. What to expect. Oh, be a little bit messy. I can definitely say that. A new start is coming. New moon. Well, yeah, it is. It will be. It's exactly what the Scorpio energy is death and rebirth. So whatever needs to come to an end, there will be a new beginning. Conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. Full moon eclipse. All right. So conclusions, I think that's just pretty basic what it's saying. Conclusions. I see, like, right as something that has been keeping you stuck, right as you close that cycle out, there is something much, I would say just much better, but much more aligning. And it might come as something you're not expecting, but there's a lot of energy. On the underlying is emotions are running high, supermoon. So we have a new moon, which is a new beginning, new cycle, especially the Pluto in Aquarius. This is like a new generation, new, almost like it's like an empty, just a black hole. You know, you can't see what's coming from behind. So it almost seems like there's nothing here. It's just a, you know, there's no, the energy hasn't yet built up yet. This is almost like a void which could feel like you're stuck in this void, like you don't see the light. Just seems like a dark hole. But really, this is just the shadow effect of what's actually coming, and it's going to be almost bigger than you can imagine, especially because we are kind of in this void energy right now of unpredictable, not unknowing what's going on, and with all the transformations that will be coming out in the next 20 years. I mean, I think it just goes beyond anything that anybody can really wrap their mind around. I mean, there's tons of amazing ideas of what it could be, but I think that it is such a minute fraction of what's actually will be happening. And you look at it as a positive, then this is endless possibilities of a time to really recreate what was not working as a society and in your own life. So if anyone can actually like say to yourself that, oh, everything is perfect the way it is in the world, you know, besides, I mean, besides what we hear and besides the everyday things, that the news and all that kind of stuff, I mean, like in general, it's a system. We're all built on a system, and it's that never really progressing into what individually all of us can actually be with our potential. So I think this is just like, an open, it's like a new beginning, that it's just, it's almost like a new drawing board that you can fill it with anything. You know, it's that kind of energy I see it as. It's not a void where there's nothing, but I see it as like a blank canvas to almost begin again. And that begins with the collective, like that, and our own thoughts. It's very important that you believe that you are the creator. You do create your thoughts end up manifesting into real life. And if you're always focusing on the negative, and you really never get into your own creativity, and that's how you really get out of this stuck energy. You really need to pull yourself out of everyday, day to day, and stay in that higher frequency instead of fearing what's going to happen next. Instead change that perspective to the possibilities that you think would be amazing to happen, and start with that, and just really brainstorm on how to set new goals in a different kind of generation. You know, really prepare for what you think. Brainstorm kind of different ideas, you know, you'd really be surprised. All right, so full moon eclipse, illusions are with which. All I'm really getting from that is just the energy is so strong right now. It's almost like you can go any which way you want. Like the rules are changing. Phoenix transmutation. So that's actually Scorpio energy. like rising above. Number 33, reflecting pool, stillness. 33 is a mirrored number. So that's really just taking the time to figure out really where you are and where you want to be. If there wasn't I think that whenever you take that time to reflect and be still, to really just focus on your own emotions, own happiness, without the weight of the world, without who you're supposed to be, that's when you are able to really use all the lessons that you've been taught as the life lessons, like that all the pain and everything that you had to go through was for a reason. And instead of being angry for having to go through those challenges, it's almost to reflect and to realize that there was a purpose for it. And I feel like those lessons now are that you've learned. It's kind of like you are a different person. It's kind of like you're cracking that shell, that the difference between the person that you were born into and the person that you decide to be. It's like two different, you know. And I think that's the most important thing right now for the collective to realize, isn't about what other people want you to be, because that's not where you're gonna find happiness or find success. That's kind of just fooling yourself. And the hardest part is to break out of what others want. Be spirit, prosperity. This card can be a wonderful sign that abundance and sweet energy is coming your way. It also can be a card of productivity and organization. So if you have been indecisive, disorganized, and unfocused, this card can mean that it's time to focus. You have been too busy with nothing to show for all your work. Decide what's important to take the steps in those directions. The sweet abundance of the universe is flowing into your life. However, you need to take action and perhaps join with others to align with the frequency of your dreams. Believe that you deserve and your goal will unfold. All right, so working in a community. So yeah, I think that the old way of doing things is completely just not gonna, it's not going to be the most productive way. As bees work together, they all have a certain role to play. Yeah, so there's a need to work together and to collaborate. I've been seeing that on a lot of readings. You find prosperity. All right. A little bit more of the tarot. More about this eclipse. This eclipse card. Full moon eclipse. Conclusions are within reach. Oh, Four of Cups. All right, so something that kind of been hoping for, waiting. Feeling disappointed, maybe like a lack. And the Four is structured. Being able to not express yourself. Almost in like a setting of having to think a certain way. If you think outside, your opinion doesn't really matter. Well, I feel like it's a whole new kind of soul searching for people that think the same way. Challenge. Setting yourself free. I saw that. Nine of Cups. Alright, the challenge is Nine of Cups. So releasing old energies, releasing just the way maybe you've been stuck in an emotion. Maybe a new outlook is needed. Maybe with this eclipse, I think it will definitely shake up a lot of situations that will actually give you that release. 9 of Cups. 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 9 to be yourself and not all right, one more card. Oop. Six of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, King of Wands. So King of Wands really standing in your power. Passionate, creative, being bold. Really that fiery energy. Coming in to take control, to be a leader after feeling left out in the cold. The Five of Pentacles. Feeling a bit lost. And the Six of Pentacles is an equal give and take. So I see it's just all about a transition. It's like you're in between a transition right now to, am I taking the right move? And I think the best advice is to stay true to yourself. And if you feel as if waiting and not really understanding what you should be doing, I think refocusing your attention on not what other people want to, but really focus on yourself. Put the love into yourself. Because the only cups I see here for the emotions. Well, cups is emotions. The only one I see is in the challenge. And then the Four of Cups. We're not really seeing, you see this Four of Cups, it's like there's another hand they're passing. And then but not really acknowledging it, you know, because maybe you're looking in a different direction. I think that's all about the collaboration and being, not about being a leader, but being what can I contribute to collaborate with others, you know, really trying to be that team player, you know. Really need to get back to that creative spark, that, you know, that be spirit, prosperity. I think we need to be, all of us need to be more thankful for these great big changes that are happening, because even though it's unknown, it's living a little bit more outside the box. Because who really makes the, you know, the thing with living structure inside of a box. I mean, who's the one that kind of makes that box? Who says this or that is right or wrong? And who actually, I find it to be a very, definitely not a soul kind of tribe kind of feeling, being told how to be and what's moral and what's right. So I see this as this eclipse is really going to, depending on how you're thinking about it, be hard, because things are going to be gone that you're used to in a routine, but the things that will be gone aren't the things that were helping. They weren't helping in life. They were man-made. They were not to help. They were to control. So this is the freeing of, you know, what was really holding you back. So we need to get back to what what makes you happy, what makes you dance, what's your creativity, and all that kind of, you know, yeah, the Hierophant. The higher learning, taking a different path, knowing the spiritual way is in with all of us. Releasing, having your hands tied. By systems that do no longer work. Or also from anything that you were tied down and blinded, you will see. You'll be able to see. Which, that seems like such a positive. Oh, I can be able to see, and your hands aren't tied. But to some, that's actually scary. When all you've known is, well, what do I do next? How do I move? All right. So as the energy is going to be intense, I'm going to do individual readings. Definitely have to look more into all this. There's lots of 5s. I see, well, 4, 5, and 6. And then 8, 9. It's missing 7s. 7 spirituality. I feel like that's the only thing that isn't going to be switched up and shaken is spirituality. I think that's going to be a huge help if you do understand that, right? It's not a spirituality is not a man-made idea, you know. All right, so that is it, and I will do personal readings soon.